Hi friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is a no contact energy check-in reading, and we're going to be looking into lots of different things going on with your person in no contact. I have 4 piles for you to choose from today: pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy, as well as with your person's energy, and I will see you in a minute. Hi pile 1. So today we're looking into a no contact energy check-in. So we're going to be looking into how your person remembers themselves in this connection, how they remember you, how they're just looking back on the connection altogether, how they feel about this no contact situation. We'll look into any messages that they might want to share with you. And then we'll also look into what their next move is. So, pile 1, to start, when it comes to how they're remembering themselves, we have the Peacock and the Warrior. Both of these cards together are very positive, uplifting cards. However, based on the other cards that I pulled, I don't think that they're really viewing themselves right now in the light of something positive. It seems more so like they're remembering themselves as somebody who perhaps was very detached from this connection, who was emotionally distant or emotionally unavailable, who really was apathetic or indifferent to your personal needs, to your unique needs. And when the going got tough, it seems as though this person was not there for the ride. This person had a really difficult time in their memory with showing up during difficult situations or difficult conversations. The energy here is very closed off, and that's how they're remembering themselves. When it comes to how they remember you, we have the Wolf and the Monk/Nun. So this is telling me that they're remembering you as somebody who was the complete opposite of them, somebody who was fiercely loyal, fiercely dedicated to this connection or to others in your life who you deemed important. And the light attribute of the Monk/Nun is selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. And for some of you, that might very well be the case. However, I think that this is really highlighting a devotion to this connection or to what it is that you were desiring. And the Wolf and the Monk/Nun can both, when out of balance, be archetypes in which they are very demanding or they expect others to show up in the way in which they have shown up. And I'm getting the feeling that they're seeing you in both the light and the shadow of this. Perhaps there was a lot of expectations that were very rigid going on in your heart space, and this person really clammed up when thinking about it. However, at the end of the day, they're seeing you as somebody who was available and them as somebody who perhaps pushed you away. When it comes to how they are remembering this connection, we have number 65, Scry Mirror, and the Kiss. So pile 1, there was a lot of intimacy here that they're remembering. A lot of physical intimacy for one, but also a lot of emotional intimacy and togetherness that perhaps they were unwilling to admit to, although it was there, and they're admitting to it now. With the Scry Mirror, there's 2 different messages. The first one is that they remember this connection as something that held up a mirror to them. It caused them to look at themselves in a way in which they had to see the ugly aspects of themselves. But there's also kind of like an element of like pity here, having a pity party, in which they're remembering this as like, well, of course things ended the way they did. It was bound to. I already knew it was going to end this way. And essentially, all that is just them fulfilling a prophecy that they themselves have created. They themselves fulfilled it. When it comes to how they're feeling about being in no contact, being in separation, we have number 34, a leg up, and number 8, community. So They are feeling your loss, the loss of you, deeply. This is something that's very heavy on their mind. This is something that they're very much aware of. And I kind of get the feeling that they were the ones who pushed you away, in the sense of they didn't feel as though they could meet your needs. But what they're realizing, there's like a wake-up call here. And the wake-up call is that they too are human, and they too want connection, want devotion, want love. And by pushing you away, they created a space in which even their own needs aren't being met. And with community here, this is just confirming that they really feel your loss profoundly, and they have a desire to come together and communicate in some sort of way. They have a desire to kind of bring into balance what is out of balance. But let's go ahead and look and see what it is that they'd like to tell you with the tarot. Okay, what does pile one's person want to say? Okay, we have the Chariot, the Devil, the Knight of Wands, the World, the Page of Swords, the Sun. What do they want to say? The King of Cups, the Fool, the High Priestess, the King of Wands, and Judgment on the back of the deck. Okay. What does your person want to tell you? Let's start with the Devil and the King of Cups. What this is telling me is that your person wants you to know that right now, currently, them being emotionally vulnerable, they're viewing emotional vulnerability, emotional availability as something in which they perceive as a failure, or as something in which would really cause them to lose their freedom. But at the end of the day, what they're realizing is that whether or not they express that, their feelings are there, and they're going to have to feel them eventually. And by not having allowed themselves to feel what it is that they feel for you, they have put themselves into a corner, and they're trapped either way now. With the Chariot and the Sun, this is telling me that they do have a desire to come back. They have a desire to make things right. And you see it with the Knight of Wands and the Fool as well. There's such fast-moving energy here of a fresh start. The World and the High Priestess is telling me that they're not necessarily sure that this is over. There's an element here of them having perhaps been the one to end things. And if that's the case, they lied. They didn't think things through. It may have come from a very emotional place, but it wasn't true, them wanting to genuinely end it. If it was you who ended things, this is telling me that intuitively they feel as though it's not actually over. The Page of Swords and the King of Wands is telling me that they're actively deciding right now what it is that they want. They're trying to tap into their curiosity, to what it is that they desire, and begin manifesting. With Judgment here, there's also an element of being sorry, but again, this is a desire for a fresh start. This is a desire for a new beginning, of making things right. I also pulled some channeled messages for you guys, and for that we received monogamy. So if you guys if this is something, this to me is showing up because it's heavy on their mind, regardless of whether or not it's something that they desire or something that they fear. We also have the future feels bright. I'm very attracted to you. I don't know who I am. I'm too scared to make a move. I wish you would tell me the truth. and I am repeating past mistakes. Okay, let's go ahead. This card here is representative of what their next move towards you is, what action they are going to take toward you next. And for that we have number 19, the approach of spring. So this card is telling me that they are going to be moving toward you very soon. They're going to be making a move of some kind toward you very, very soon. The approach of spring talks about an action being taken, a very specific action being taken that has been thought out during a very particular time. Spring is not something that lasts forever, and opportunities can close out as soon as they are opened. And so this is telling me that this is going to be something that's soon and something that's thought out. Let's see what else comes through. Is there anything else that they would like to say? Okay, so we have rejection, death, illumination, and disruption. So with rejection and death here, what this is telling me is that this person is rejecting the ending. They're rejecting the ending that has come. With illumination and disruption, this is further confirming that this person is going through a wake-up call currently. And they're not liking what they see. They're not liking what they see in themselves. They're not liking where this connection is. This is a huge wake-up call for them. What else? We have patience. Okay, and then we have gratitude. I think for some of you, this might have been a fairly recent thing that has transpired between the two of you. It's not for all of you, but for some of you. And if that's the case, this patience card is here indicating that this person is still processing things, and they're going to need some time before they are ready to come forward. Gratitude here is telling, over illumination and disruption, is telling me that the wake-up call they're having is a perspective shift in terms of the things in which perhaps in the past they took for granted. Yeah, let's go ahead and get you guys some self-care cards. Let's see what comes through. What should they be focusing on right now? What advice is there for pile 1? Okay, we have connect with your womb. We have movement. Okay, and last but not least, we have energy work. All right, pile 1. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to read for you, pile 1, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hi, pile 2. So today's pick a card reading is a no contact reading. We're doing a no contact energy check-in, and in this reading we're going to be looking into how your person remembers themselves, how they remember you, how they remember the connection, how they're feeling about this no contact situation, what they have to say to you, as well as what their next move toward you is going to be. So to start, we have the whale and the rebel, and this is how they're remembering you. And how they're remembering themselves is as the hyena and the liberator. So I would say that based on what I'm seeing, it was probably this person who decided to end this connection, or who did something in order for this connection to become finalized, to become closed. I kind of get the feeling with the liberator here that they're kind of viewing themselves as somebody who perhaps did you a favor. This person seems to be somebody who's very bitter, very cold, sarcastic, who feels a lot of feelings but is very unaware of them, and who uses sarcasm or pretending like everything's fine in replacement of expressing their feelings and their needs. They're seeing you as the exact opposite of this. They're seeing you as somebody who in the past was unafraid to be vulnerable, who was unafraid to be real, unafraid to express your needs, unafraid of rejection. And perhaps you were afraid of all of those things, but it didn't matter. You were going to face those fears and you were going to put yourself out there time and time again. The whale is a very, very gentle archetype and somebody who is willing to go to great depths emotionally. And they're seeing you as somebody who really brought about that beauty, that beautiful skill with you into this connection. They're remembering the connection as number 41, no one is yours but you, and the mentor. So they're remembering this connection as something that taught them something profound. And you might be scratching your head wondering what it is, or scratching your head thinking that this person hasn't learned anything. And I can see why you would think that with this hyena energy here. However, they learned a great deal, and it seems like they feel as though you and them being in no contact is an act of selfless. It's an act of selfless love for you. And I say that because when it comes to how they're feeling about this no contact, we have by the book and exchanging gifts. They're viewing this no contact situation as something that benefits you, as something that is transforming the both of you, is something that perhaps is uncomfortable, but it doesn't matter if it's uncomfortable because it's the right thing to do for you. It seems like they feel as though they're being selfless by allowing you freedom and space and by letting you go. Perhaps they weren't the best partner in the past, and they're recognizing that they might not be able to ever show up as a good partner. And in acknowledging that, they no longer wish to be selfish and wish to waste your time. They want to give you the gift of love in the only way they know will be successful, which is to let you be, leave you be, let you live in peace. So that's what I'm seeing for that. Let's go ahead and look into what it is that they would like to tell you. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. That's fine. Okay, what does pile 2's person want to say to pile 2? Okay, we'll take them. Wow, that's a lot. We'll take them. So we have the 8 of Cups, the Hanged Woman, the 8 of Pentacles, Death, the 3 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the 6 of Pentacles. What do they wish to tell you? What do they want to say to you? The 4 of Cups, and the 3 of Wands. And then on the back of the deck, we have the World. Okay. So, what does your person want to say to you? The first thing that stands out to me is the World card. That's the bottom of the deck energy. This person is acknowledging that this connection has reached an end, has reached a closing of some kind. With the Hanged Woman and with the Lovers, this is acknowledging and confirming what I already said, in the sense of this person wants you to know that they love you. And the decision that they have made based on the fact that they love you is to allow you to live your life without them interfering. They were unable to put in the amount of effort that you were, And they're acknowledging the unfairness of that. They're acknowledging that their inability to either see the gifts that you were offering or to be able to offer something to you, being unable to offer something to you, was the cause of this ending. They're taking ownership and responsibility for their part in this connection. With the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands, this is telling me that they know deep down inside that there is so much more out there for you that goes beyond your wildest dreams, and they don't want to get in the way of that. They view this separation, they view them stepping down as them working with you in order for you to get what it is that you want, and in order for you to get what it is that you deserve. This isn't something that's easy for them. With the Eight of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, this is telling me that even though they are walking away, they don't want you to think that this is an easy decision for them. This is something that is very difficult and is requiring a lot of self-control on their part. We also have, when it comes to what they want to say to you, you are the one who got away. Thank you for seeing the good in me. I'm focused on other priorities. I'm okay with where things are. I'm so happy I met you. I'm willing to put in the work, and you amaze me. We also have, in terms of what their next action is going to be, we have number 36, darkening of the light. So this is telling me that they intend on continuing what they're already doing, continuing to kind of disappear, to fade out of your life, in the name of wanting to do what's best for you. Let's see what else comes through. What else do they want to say to you? We have doubt, regret. So this person clearly is very sorry. There's an immense amount of remorse here and sorrow for how things have turned out. And they're fearful of the outcome for them. They know that this is probably what's best for you. You deserve better, but they're fearful for what's on the other side for them. What else do they want to say to you? We have mystery. Illumination. And anger. Let's get one more. In ideation. They're angry with themselves for having put themselves in this situation. And they're realizing what it is that they've lost. There's an element here of unknown, like there's a great deal of sureness when it comes to you and what it is that you deserve, what it is that's coming for you. There's a great deal of confidence in that for them. They know that you're going to be happy and abundant in terms of love, in terms of others loving you, but they're not sure about themselves. They have a lot of work to do, and they don't really even know where to start. Let's go ahead and get you some self-care cards. What is it that they can do for themselves right now? What can pile 1 do for themselves right now? What advice is there for pile 2? Okay, we have make a meal. Intuition. Aromatherapy. And that's just a tarot card. All right, pile 2. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much, pile 2, for watching, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is a no contact energy check-in. So we're going to be looking into how your person remembers you, how they remember themselves, how they're looking back on this connection, how they remember it, how they feel about being in no contact, what it is that they have to say to you, and what their next move is. So to start, we have the Lion and the Fool for how they are remembering you, and we have the Bat and the Priest for how they are remembering themselves. So what I'm getting from these 4 cards alone is that in the past, this person is looking back on your connection and is remembering themselves as somebody who perhaps was going through a lot of transformations, really powerful, profound transformations, perhaps life-changing events or life-changing decisions that were needing to be made. But this person was very wrapped up in their own stuff. They were very wrapped up in their own growth, in their own transformation, in their own everything. And they really were just focusing on themselves. You seem to be somebody who was somewhat of a cheerleader, somebody who was fiercely loyal, somebody who was very vulnerable, very celebrating of this other person, somebody who was a leader. You probably helped guide them in a lot of ways. And it might even be that they wouldn't be where they are today without you having helped them, having led them. So that's what I'm seeing. It seems like they were being very selfish and you were being very giving. And that's how they're remembering it. When it comes to how they're looking back on this connection, how they remember this connection, we have 49, Volcano, and the Cave. They're remembering this connection as something that was very tumultuous, something that definitely triggered a lot of shadow work, shadow healing, something that really, like, the biggest thing that I'm getting was that it was like a roller coaster of being together. Maybe it was like an on again, off again connection, but there was just an intensity to this, and there was probably an immense amount of passion as well as other intense feelings, and that's how they're remembering this. Let's see how they're feeling about this no contact situation. So we have 15, Message in a Bottle, number 13, Fork in the Road, and number 32, Here and Now. So right now, your person feels very conflicted about this no contact situation. It seems like there is an innate and overwhelming desire to reach out to you, to contact you, to bridge this gap, this separation. But they're trying to overcome this by remaining present. There's an element here of needing to make a decision, either giving in to their urges, their natural urges, or practicing self-discipline, self-control, and they haven't decided what they're going to do yet. But they definitely feel uncomfortable and unhappy about this situation. They don't like that this is a no contact situation. Let's go ahead and look into what it is that they would like to say to you. What does pile 3's person want to say to pile 3? Okay, we have the 10 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, the Page of Cups, okay. What do they want to say to pile 3? We have the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the 7 of Wands. And on the back of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So first and foremost, with the Wheel of Fortune here, this is telling me that they're still under the impression that this tumultuous up and down roller coaster of a connection is still going on, and this is just part of the cycles. So there's an element here of them thinking that this might not necessarily be entirely over. They're deeply saddened with the 10 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. They're deeply saddened by not being in contact with you, and they want you to know this. They want you to know that they feel the loss of you. With the 4 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles, this is telling me that they feel as though they've lost home within you, but at the same time, there's like a reservedness here. There's a need to keep their cards close to them. They haven't made a decision yet, but it's starting to really weigh heavy on them, the stagnancy of what's going on here. They don't like that nothing is happening currently between the two of you. And there's a desire to come forward perhaps with with an emotional offer of some kind, but it's impulsive, and they're recognizing this. They're recognizing that there's an impulsive desire here to come forward with like a text message or something really immature or perhaps even snarky, just to get communication started again. With the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the 7 of Wands, this is telling me, and they want you to know that they are at battle with themselves right now. They're at battle with themselves between doing something really, really impulsive and taking things slowly and taking a breath. Let's see what else has come through. I pulled some channeled messages for you guys. We have, I regret everything. I love you. Sex. I don't feel like you care. I am obsessed. I wish I would have been braver. I'm so drawn to you, and I'm not brave enough. Let's go ahead and look into what their next move is going to be. So we have number 17, following, and number 14, affluence. This person. So what this is telling me is that they have a desire to be successful with you, and because they desire to be successful with you, they're going to be taking your lead. They don't intend on making a move. They intend on seeing what your next move is and kind of following suit. Let's see what else they have to say. What else do you want to say to pile 3? Okay. Where did it go? We have ghost, anger. What else do you want to say to pile 3? And hunger. This person is very upset by the way things are right now. They feel as though the energy, the cord between you guys is faded. They don't feel you as much. It's really upsetting, and there's such a strong desire here on their end still to make this right. Let's see what else comes through. What else do you have to say? They're not doing well. We have adversity and judgment. They're not doing well. They're not doing well with this no contact. This is something that's really challenging for them. With judgment here, I also get the feeling that there is a realization on their end for their own behaviors. There's an element here of recognizing that there needs to be an apology of some sort. Lastly, pile 3, I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys some self-care cards. Let's see what comes through as advice. Okay, we have make a vision board. Yeah, it might be that your person is picking up on your energy of not necessarily knowing how you want to go about this or what you want. And if that's the case, it would do you very well to start becoming a little bit more intentional. We also have take a walk and meditate. All right, pile 3, well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much, pile 3, for giving me the chance to read for you, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 4. So today's pick a card reading is a no contact energy check-in reading, and we are going to be looking into how your person remembers themselves, how they remember you, how they remember your connection, how they're feeling about this no contact. We'll also get into what it is that they want to say to you, as well as what their next move toward you is. So pile 4, your person is remembering themselves as the sea serpent and Midas/miser, and they're remembering you as zebra and goddess. So let's start with how they're remembering themselves. I get the feeling that they're remembering themselves as somebody who perhaps was very fearful of a deep connection or of putting themselves out there, and used work or being really busy as an excuse to protect themselves, as an excuse to not get close, as an excuse to keep you at arm's length. If that's not it, it's just that they're remembering themselves as somebody who had a scarcity mentality when it came to either money, perhaps money was an issue here, or emotions. Perhaps this person was somebody who really had a possessive sort of view on love or on those who they dated. But it was something that, whatever was going on, they were aware of it. At least that's how they're remembering themselves. With the sea serpent here, this is indicative of healing. This is somebody who recognized deep wounds within themselves and the behaviors that it was causing, and was actively trying to heal it according to them. They're remembering you as somebody who was delightful to be around. They're remembering you very fondly. Somebody who was very attractive, very eccentric, very fun to be around. You could have been much younger than this person, and somebody who was incredibly beautiful. Everything here leans towards somebody who was very free-spirited. And also somebody who perhaps changed their own worldviews or their own opinions on life. You were somebody who left quite an impression on them, to say the least. When it comes to how they remember the connection, we have number 71, body as a house, and the mask. They're remembering this connection as something that was never quite fully set in stone. It was never quite, nothing was ever laid out on the table. It seems like there was so much that was hidden still, perhaps because they were hiding how they really felt, or perhaps it never came into fruition entirely. It also provided a lot of healing for this person. A lot was revealed to them when it comes to their own shortcomings, to say the least. When it comes to how they are feeling about this separation, we have number 1, yang, and number 41, soulmates. So again, this is telling me that they are looking back on this connection so very fondly. If there was any animosity or if there was an argument of any kind, that has definitely been released on this person's end. And with yang here, there's also an element of them having taken responsibility for their part in this. There seems to be an acknowledgement that their behavior or the choices that they made had a lot to do with how things turned out. And despite all of this, despite the fact that they've made mistakes, despite the fact that perhaps this connection is over, they still have an immense amount of love for you. And they still feel very bonded to you. And for some of you, not for all of you, but for some of you, there is the belief that there will be union in the future. But let's go ahead and also look into what it is that they want to say to you with the tarot. What does pile 4's person want to say to pile 4? We have the World, the King of Swords, the Two of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Empress, the Lovers, the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Eight of Cups, and then on the back of the deck we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. So first and foremost, they want to tell you how highly they still think of you. They think of you as somebody who is very worthy of anything it is that you desire and very capable of achieving it all on your own without the help of anyone else. They see you as somebody who's very beautiful, very nurturing. They just think so highly of you. I get the feeling that they learned a great deal from you. They're also very aware with the Lovers here and the King of Swords that this love that they feel for you is not going away anytime soon. It's not something that confuses them anymore. It just is what it is. With the Two of Wands and the Knight of Cups, there's an element here of planning eventually a way in which to come back to you. The Knight of Swords and the Three of Pentacles is showing me that this person wants you to know that they are willing to put in the work this time. They are willing to do whatever it takes to make this connection right the next go around. The Five of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Eight of Cups tells me that there's an element here of them accepting where things are at currently, accepting the truth of the situation, being willing to give space when needed, but at the same time, really being curious about what it would look like to try this again. And with the Queen of Wands here, this is telling me that they desire you still, and they're manifesting you. They might not come forward anytime soon, but they are manifesting something and hoping that in the future, you two will meet again. Let's go ahead and pull the channeled messages that I received. We got, let's take things slow. I don't have a desire to change. I think what this should say is, I fear change. I'm moving on. It takes two to tango. I take responsibility for my part in this. You are everything I wish I could be. I don't know what I want. I'm not the one for you. And I meant what I said. So there's some conflicting energy here. And I think that this is confirming that this person is right now practicing manifesting you rather than actively pursuing you. I don't necessarily think there's a plan. And we can go ahead and pull, this is the card for what action they're going to be taking next towards you, and it's number 42, increase. I get the feeling with this that for a lot of you, this person is still working on themselves, on those healing wounds that were really, really deep. Healing those wounds that were really, really deep. And with Midas Miser here, there might even be an intention of working more currently. If they're in school, they might really be focusing on that. If they are an entrepreneur of some kind, they might be focusing on that. It seems like they have a lot in their life that they need to get together before they can come back to this connection. Let's see what else comes through. What else do they want to say? This connection hurt them deeply, but they're also realizing that perhaps it was them who hurt themselves. Protection. They also feel as though right now this is being divinely guided, and like I said here, they're accepting where this connection is at. They're accepting it. This is confirming that they're accepting it. What do they want? What do they need to say? Okay, and caution. Yeah, they're not ready yet. Let's see what else comes through. What else do they need to say or want to say? Okay. We have guilt. So there's definitely an element of taking responsibility, indecision, further confirmation that they are not ready yet. Growth, further confirmation that they are not ready yet, but that doesn't mean that they won't be for forever. And doubt. That's interesting. They're currently working on practicing acceptance. It's not all the way there yet. Okay, pile of 4, let's go ahead and get you some affirmations. Well, these are self-care cards. So let's see what kind of self-care advice comes through for you. What advice is there for pile 4? Okay, we have clean your space. Make a meal. And create art. All right, pile 4. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to read for you today, pile 4, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye!